Napolitano, and it's my pleasure to be with the sales director of Zinzino for the United Kingdom and Ireland, Steve Morley. And when I first looked into Zinzino, I evaluated, of course, the company, the products, the compensation plan, the track record. But what I learned as I dug deeper, they had an all-star management team around the world coming into Zinzino. So not only top networkers like someone with my experience coming to Zinzino, but they were attracting some corporate people that I had to be impressed with. And Steve, when we first met and I started coming over to the UK, I loved hearing your story of your experience. If you could just tell people how long you've been in direct selling, why did you get in direct selling, and just give us a snapshot on your career.
Oh, it's just great to have you, be part of this today. It all started when I was 2 years old. My dad pushed me in a pram to an event for a direct sales company, largest direct selling company in the world today, actually, still like 30 plus years forward. And he took me to events growing up, and I loved the culture, loved the energy. I had a lot of friends who were kind of, wanting to be cyclists or, drive F1 cars. But I like the energy of this meeting. And all my friends had fathers and parents who didn't like, they would come home and be like, ugh. And my dad come home and he was like, what a great day. This person done this and this. And I just got into that energy and read the books and listened to the tapes from a young age. So I was 17 years old and I was just going to college, didn't really like it so much. And my dad said, come and work for this company for 6 weeks. 13 years later, I looked after the sales for the company.
Wow.
For the UK and Ireland. And we was doing 30-odd thousand at meetings, lots of sales.
That's the $8 billion a year company, right?
Is.
The biggest one.
It is. And it's just a great training ground. That was great. And then I spent 13 years there, then 5 years at another top 5 company, and then a Chinese direct selling company. So
wow.
It was the $3 billion companies. And then it was like, okay, I'm going to branch out here and do something different. So I thought, I'm going to set up a consultancy company. So I moved to Asia, had a lot of Chinese contacts, government contacts and other things. But so I was helping companies launch in Asia. And I was helping Asian companies launch in Europe for 10 years. When my kids got a bit bigger, they grew up. And my wife, Magda, was like, right, let's come back to the UK. Come on, there's no more traveling. And then I was really having a bit of fun with the kids and, taking them to school, doing all the things that I'd missed out on. And I was asked to meet for a coffee, and I think this guy wanted me to be a customer. So 2 days later, I ended up looking at the front cover of this brochure, and the guy on the brochure, Orion Zala, I'd seen at a mastermind event in the States, like 5 years before, and he was on stage and people were laughing at him because he was talking about setting up a direct selling company based on customers. 1,000 people in the audience, no one believed him. So I see that brochure, remembered him, and I thought, well, just imagine that. Just imagine a direct selling company built on customers, although kind of recruitment's a big part of the business for us and always has been, rightly so. But, 25 customers per partner on average is pretty good. And I just thought, they're doing 90 million. This was back in 2020. Can I help, or do I want to be part of hitting another $1 billion company? And I thought, you know what? No other company appealed to me. This appealed to me. Zinzino appealed to me, and haven't looked back since.
Well, we've had a lot of conversations, and here is Zinzino, a publicly traded company. It's had, they tell me there's been dividends paid for each of the last 10 years. When you look at the financials, it's rock solid. And how are we doing growth-wise at this time of filming? Are we doing pretty well?
Well, UK's up 50%, halfway through the year. I think the dividends actually is for 11 years. And I'll tell you what's cool about that is the fact that even though I think only about 4% of public companies actually have paid dividends that often, and we're paying that, and we're still debt-free, and we're still investing, and we're still bringing out new products, and we're still attracting partners. So the UK growth is huge. The company growth more than, I think, double digit for the past, I think, forever. So for me, the exciting part as well is, although we've been a company for 17 years, we've only been a global company for about 5 years, like truly an international company. And we're still getting started, and we've still got markets which we've not even really touched yet. So it's, for me, yeah, it's 100 million customers, 2050.
Well, I know when I looked at Zinzino, I have just so many wellness companies. It's the biggest segment of direct selling, you know that. And what impressed me is that this was like the best kept secret in the industry and the only one doing test-based nutrition with a blood spot. Now, I love your story about how you first were introduced to the dry blood spot and what you did, what your reaction is. Could you share that story?
Yeah, I'd love to. I was like, okay, so I know bloods don't lie, but it was like, this has got to be too good to be true. So how can I do that? So I just got 3 blood tests. And I'd done it myself 3 times, and I put different information and I posted it into different places. But the results come back exactly the same. Bloods don't lie. I was like, that's it. I'm in.
Wow.
100%. So it was exciting.
How many years now with the company?
We started UK January 2020, just before we had the issues in the world issues.
Right.
Yeah, but so yeah, 4.5 years now, and we launched actually June the 1st, 2020.
Well, timing is always important in anything in life, anything in business. When I studied Zinzino, and I looked at every other company, I was so excited that we were past the experimental phase where you sold this big story of what ifs, and most companies just don't make it traditional or networking. And then I don't want to be part of the big ones. You've been with the billion-dollar companies. I wanted to take that ride because as a partner, as a representative in the field, I knew that's the best chance to capitalize. So I really see that where the UK and Ireland and globally Zinzino is about to explode. Would you agree with that?
100%. I mean, 5 years ago it was on 90 million. This year we're probably touching 200 million. And we're now attracting people like you to this. So we've done this without you. So what are we going to do with you here? Because, I've just been fortunate to spend 2 days with you and your group. And we had a big meeting in London, record numbers, and you just blew the kind of roof off. So,
oh, you think so?
I know
I'm
so.
humble.
I know so. So, we're doing 200 million already in 4 years. Really difference. And, the share price was 1, it's now 80.
Wow.
It's just, and we've, as you said, UK and Ireland, we've tested 0.01%.
I tell people this story. It's disappointing what went through, because I was 25 years with one company after being through a couple myself, and they just had to make a decision because of their model and the kind of things they were marketing, which were not products, or services, that they had to retract post-COVID to really solidify their base in the States, and that left me with a global organization looking for a home. But can you imagine that because they gave me several options that they thought would be a good home for our partners. But when I talked to them about Zinzino and that it was publicly traded, they started looking at all the numbers. They started studying what Zinzino was doing different. And they believed so much in Zinzino, and obviously they must have believed in the ability of myself and my amazing team members who stuck with me through thick and thin, that we could impact the sales, that they invested $1 million into the shares. I mean, does that tell you something?
Absolutely. And, I think just knowing we've not even started yet. We haven't. I mean, the culture of this company is brilliant. Okay? I mean, on all aspects, just the people who are attracted to the business, the corporate, it's very flat kind of structure. So you've got, and I love this, the fact that we're not wasting money on kind of offices we don't need in 100 markets just because we've got a country launched. We don't need that. We have literally 15 sales directors across the board globally, working with the partners in the field, and headquarters and logistics and everything else takes care of everything else. So it's just, we don't waste money, but we kind of, spend it in the right areas, which is on partners, on product development, on events, etc.
Well, I've interacted with several of the country or regional managers, from Art Jonick in the U.S., the president of North American Operations. He's got a long history in direct selling. He's actually founded the training called the Mastermind that you've been to. He and I actually crossed paths from one of my earlier network adventures. Then I've had a chance to find out that the sales director for Norway is actually somebody that was in my team years ago. and then I've met the Stefan, I think his name is in Germany, brilliant guy, tremendous support from my friend Carmelo, who used to work with our company in Latin America. Just met Bruno from Portugal. I'm still getting to know everybody. But then I just recently met Miguel, who was with Jeunesse. He came in, he's working in the U.S. and Latin America,
Mexico,
but he was, I think, 8 years the president of Jeunesse, which was $1 billion company, and he's working here in sales and marketing with us. So
I'll tell you something as well. There's the relationship between the sales directors and the staff and headquarters. I'm getting older. I'm like 52 now. Okay, I'm not 21 anymore. I feel it sometimes, but I'm not. But there's competition between everybody.
Oh, great.
But it's friendly, it's supportive, it's what it should be. What it should be. Things that every decision is made for the good of the global business. Not for the local level, not for local markets, for the good of the business and for the customer, the end user. So it's proud to be working with them and so happy you're part of this journey now.
To close this, I just got to express my gratitude from me and all of our partners here in this region. You have been so responsive, you've been so accommodating, and you've been helping to really direct us. And you're also pushing us to keep pushing to new markets, opening up events, and we're going to do that together. So thanks for integrating us with the existing leaders who are great. We love Dave and Shan, and you put us with them. We couldn't have had the start we had, which was a great start without you, Steve. So thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be your friend and to be in business with you. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Alex.